Well guys, finally happened. Hey, what's up everyone, it's SpeedSuperSonic bringing you guys another video. In this video today, we finally have some proper official news to discuss. Not about a game, not about a movie, but actually something we haven't talked about in quite a while because there really just simply hasn't really been anything to talk about in quite a while. And that, of course, is Sonic Prime, the Netflix series that premiered only a few months ago, relatively 5 months ago in December of 2022. We knew that there was a big 24 episode order and we only received 8 episodes in the first batch called Season 1. And we were kind of wondering, where's Season 2? It's not necessarily Season 2, it's more of like the second batch of Season 1. It's confusing how Netflix works. We've been wondering when we are going to get this. Like, when is it going to come out? Is it going to be summer? Is it going to be fall? Is it going to be around the same time they released the last episodes? Do we have to wait until December? We weren't really sure, but then we received very early on into this year, I think January actually, a post from the official Sonic account saying, yeah, more Sonic Prime is coming later this year. That was no shock to us, but we got an official image of Sonic and Shadow battling it out over the thing that's on Sonic stands that allows them to cross multiverses and stuff and be like sustainable. That was very cool, confirming that we'd be getting more episodes, but ever since then we've really heard nothing about the show, and that's been fine. We've had other things to kind of keep us occupied a bit, but we've really been looking forward to when we're going to get more stuff, when is it going to happen, and officially today we got the breaking news that yes, Sonic Prime Season 2 is on the way. It was officially announced by Netflix today, and it will be releasing on July 13th of this year. Now that is not far whatsoever. We're kind of like at the tail end of May right now, which is really cool, and then June will obviously be getting a lot of stuff in relation to Sonic with the DLC update for Sonic Frontiers, and you never know, maybe we'll get more stuff like a Sonic Central I'm still holding out hope for. But then right after that in July we'll be getting the new episodes of Sonic Prime, which is very exciting. And not just that, but we have some more info to go over that was released along with this announcement. This right here is the image that was described. As we can see right here, it seems to be the pirate versions of Sonic and his friends, the multiverse, where there's like the whole pirate things with Dread, Nux, and all that kind of stuff. As we can see right here, we got Sonic looking out a window. This could be a submarine, this could be a spaceship, you don't really know. And we see Sonic looking out, wearing his gear right there, looking very cool. And right behind him we can see all of his, well, new friends, I guess. You got Big, Froggy, you got Tails, you got Knuckles, Rouge, Amy, everybody's down there. I'm very excited and interested to see where this could go post Season 1, because clearly he's going to go back to that universe where everyone's like pirate and all that kind of stuff, and Dreadnought is going off the rails and all this different things like that. But as we talked about when back in January, when like the show was like properly like, yeah, we're going to be getting a new season, and they gave us that mini first look, it was kind of figured that yeah, Shadow is going to be playing a massive role in this new season. I don't think that is still not the case. I think that is very much so still going to happen, but I think that both will be doing their different things. Maybe Shadow will team up with them at some points. I think Shadow will be still playing a big role in this new season. Maybe just not as big of a role, maybe, as I thought. I was kind of going under the assumption that it's going to be this big, massive, like, road trip almost across the multiverse with Sonic and Shadow, just kind of having like a buddy cop dynamic almost. Maybe that's not going to be the case. I think he will play a much larger role than he did in Season 1. I don't think that is a secret, but I'm glad that we're still going to be able to explore these other versions of the characters from these different multiverses, especially this one, which I found very interesting. I believe at the end of Season 1, spoilers if somehow you haven't seen it, Rusty Rose like attacks like that universe, and then some shenanigans are going to happen. But I think this is very interesting, and I'm very excited for it, and I think a lot of fans should be very excited for it. It's not very far away whatsoever, and I think a lot of people really should get this and really should see it, because the conversation around Sonic Prime has actually been kind of polarizing, surprisingly. I've seen way more people than I can count say that Sonic Prime is a bad version of Sonic and his friends in that universe, and it's a bad adaptation of the franchise. And with all due respect, you're kind of wrong. I've been seeing like this whole like conversation going on around like Sonic's character and different stuff, and like how he's interpreted in different forms of media, and I've seen a lot of people dissing Prime, IDW, and movie, which is so funny to me because those are like undoubtedly the best versions of the character to me. For a long time, yes, Sonic was a static character, but over time, as we saw in the 2010s, it was becoming stale, and he wasn't really a character anymore, and he wasn't very interesting whatsoever, at least in my opinion. And then you had these new versions of Sonic come out, specifically IDW, but then the movie happened and really gave Sonic some layers and more of a younger personality, a little more hyper. And then Sonic Prime built even more upon that, giving Sonic that more like joyous personality, but he's just a layered character who makes mistakes, who has mess ups, who's not perfect. Sometimes that gotta go fast, mentality and energy isn't always for the best and can cause a lot of problems. I can't relate to a character who's perfect because nobody's perfect. The people watching the show are not perfect people. We're not perfect. And seeing a character who is supposed to be is just not very fun, who makes no mistakes, and you just know that everything's gonna be fine. There are no consequences. I find Sonic Prime's version of this character very, very interesting and very intriguing and like likable because he's an actual character. I understand some people want Sonic to be that perfect, like can do nothing wrong character who's just like perfect in everything he does, but that's just not very interesting to me, and I think that version of the character has been kind of phased out for a reason. Multi-layered characters are just simply far more interesting, and it's not like they're accidentally making Sonic an idiot, because he's not an idiot, but he makes mistakes like everybody does. The character is clearly on a character arc, which is necessary in like storytelling long form like Sonic Prime is doing. The character starts at one point, learns something, and then becomes a more improved version of that character. And while I hope they don't make Sonic perfect by the end of this thing, he will at least be very different from where he was at the start, and then by the time he completes his journey in this season. It was described very early on when the show was announced that Sonic is going on a self-discovery almost, and I think you're really going to see that in this second batch of episodes, or season 2 as it's being dubbed. And that's what I really hope that this accomplishes. I really hope that we really get to see more of that character. We get to see more of the other characters too, even though obviously they're not going to spend as much time on them as Sonic. I'm really excited to see the Shadow dynamic. I know he's going to play a much larger role in this season. I'm very excited for that. I'm just personally very excited for this. I'm happy that we finally have news on Sonic Prime because I personally really love the show that we have gotten so far, and I'm excited to see its story completed whenever it may be fully completed. The last batch of episodes could come out in 2024, you never know, but we know that we're getting the next batch on July 13th of this year, so very exciting, not too far away. This is where I pass it off to you guys and ask what you think. Are you happy with the new Sonic Prime release date? Do you think it's like too far away? Do you think it's too soon? Are you looking forward to it, or are you one of those people who has kind of been turned off by Sonic Prime and you haven't really enjoyed the show to this point? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you guys have to say. Feel free to follow my social media links to my Twitter and Instagram which is below. You can follow those buttons easily on my live feature and all things Sonic the Hedgehog, but most importantly, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This is the #1 station on YouTube for all things Sonic. Whether it's video games, TV shows, movies, comic books, merchandise, and more, we talk about it all. We got a release date and we got an image today, so I'm very happy, I'm very satisfied, but I know for a fact that we are not done yet. We're going to be getting a lot more news very, very soon as we get closer to Sonic's birthday and the next season of the show. I feel like a trailer is right around the corner for this thing. And of course, whenever we receive any piece of Sonic news for any of the things I listed off, I'll of course be the first here to cover it all with you guys. I love all of you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Wonder what you want right now, wonder what you want right now. Used to be about it, but used to be about it, Counting all my blessings and count my dollars.